Aaron'sEstateSales.com. It actually sounds pretty good. So we have a few sales coming up this week, and obviously there's been a lot of attention on a lot of different things. I'm going to invite some people on here really quick so that we can have a conversation. 1 minute. We'll just start in a few minutes, okay? Because I know that there's a lot of feelings about this. I know that there's a lot of different things happening in the world right now. I mean, I don't need to invite everybody, but I know you guys are sitting at home. That's why I wanted to talk to you. I am seeing comments. So if you want to put a comment on here on Aaron's Estate Sales, this is only being shared one place. So we should be able to, I'm going to really try to handle this sound real fast. I wanted to give an update because there's a lot of different things happening and there's a lot of different rules. There's a lot of different people saying a lot of different things. And I think it's super important to take a look at all different viewpoints and to make a decision that's best for you and your situation. I don't know that every situation is, I don't know that every situation is right for every person. And I do know that it's important to consider others and that there's a lot of guidelines happening right now that people should be abiding by, and totally agree with them. So let's have a conversation. You guys can feel free to jump on here. My name is Aaron Sapirski. I own Aaron's Estate Sales. And please feel free to tell me your thoughts. Decisions for your customers and making the decisions for your clients, and all of those different viewpoints on what is the best thing to do to achieve the best results and how to not just go into fear and go into apathy on it all is super important. So I think that first thing I would like to say, and there's a bunch of people on here, so I appreciate it, but the first thing I would like to say is that you have to be the stable person in your environment. You have to be the person, and even if you're home, even if you're quarantining at home, you're like self-quarantining at home, I think you should still be the stable person that gets up every morning at the same time that you always did, that you go to bed at the same time, you don't stay up, so maintain your routines. And this is what I'm telling our staff is to maintain their routines, maintain your production, maintain everything. So that's hey Ashley, hey Stephanie, hey Rob, hey Stephanie, other Stephanie. Thank you guys for joining us. So it's difficult, like considering things because your business and you have all of these staff members, and a lot of these staff members rely on pay to support their families, to keep going, to pay their bills. There's that viewpoint. There's another viewpoint of your clients, and our clients have deadlines, real estate market, things like that. They have to have things done by certain times. And then the other thing is customers and customer safety and the world safety and the world at large and how that plays into a factor. I think it's super important to consider all these different things. But you have to take that viewpoint with the viewpoint of the CDC, with the viewpoint of the US government. And I think that those are the viewpoints that really are the stable viewpoints. If you were looking for stability in your environment, you might not find that if you watch the news. You might not find that, see these other guidelines that we as a company, as a professional company, would take rather than listening to all the different news. You listen to two different news sources, you're getting two different data. And two different news sources, two different data creates a problem. And so that's how you create problems on how do I not that's how we get suppressed is by creating problems that are unsolvable. So I think that that's the first thing I would say that we're doing is taking into consideration what is the guidelines, what is the actuality of the situation, and it is a very serious situation, and you should take it as such. And my hands are moving all around. I see myself on here, and I'm like, what are you doing, Aaron? So when we're considering how to address our staff and how to address our clients, there's that viewpoint of like, hey, currently at this moment, an hour, tomorrow, in 2 days, it could be irrelevant by the time I get off of this thread. It could all change. And that's one of the other things that's really important to consider is that I could be on this live video right now telling you one thing, and then by the time I get off, my entire state be shut down. Who knows? And I think that's very interesting. I had a meeting with my staff this I had a meeting with my staff this morning that basically said our viewpoint as a company is going to end up changing every few hours and then every day. And that's just what it's going to be. So when you're talking to clients, you need to tell them that viewpoint is shifting. We're definitely going online, and we are there's people on the other side of this wall that are set up in a call center with social distancing to be able to handle those clients still and to be able to handle those customers. If the government just says, hey, everything's shut down, that makes it a lot easier for everyone, because then you don't have to worry about the mortgage payments. You don't have to worry about the bill. Like, the only assistance being given to businesses at this point, I got an email from the Department of Labor yesterday. I got an email from employment insurance from all these people. The thing that's being told to business, loans. Let's go on massive debt so that you can pay your staff and survive. And I remember from Business Class 101 that you take debt to increase income. You don't take debt to die later. And that's sort of the situation, that's sort of the solution that's being given to business owners. So that makes it result in that there's no other option than production. And if you're out there working today, if you're out there working in the healthcare, medical field, if you're out there working grocery stores, if you're out there working, I commend you guys. And I'm so happy that if you're the Uber driver, you're still delivering meals, you're still doing all this. I commend you for going out there and trying to maintain some normalcy in our environment, and really appreciate that. But the viewpoint is you have to, when you're putting an idea out there into the public, into the world, you have to really consider the viewpoint of others. Because for you to say this thing is right and this thing is wrong means you might not have considered what that other viewpoint might be. There's viewpoints that everybody should just go inside. That viewpoint is not wrong. There's viewpoints that this is all hoax. Maybe that viewpoint's not wrong. But you can't operate where you say you have to understand that everyone has a viewpoint, and you have to operate within those parameters. You have to operate with, when you're talking to a person, understanding what their viewpoint is, and what you have to have strong integrity on your own viewpoint to do that. When you don't have strong integrity on your own viewpoint, you end up hating others. You end up judging others. You end up doing all these things because of a wobbly viewpoint. So I don't know if that made any sense. How are you going to keep in touch with your employees? Ashley said. I have definitely, we have group chats going on. We have Zoom calls. If we go to all online, we will still have people running out of the office because client checks still need to be written, to be done. Or even if you want to get a small business loan from the SBA, the problem is the process on which to go through for that. To fill out for a loan, to fill out tons of paperwork, to have not read that you can file for partial unemployment for our employees. I will look into that. I think that a relief package could be good. I think that stopping everything so that people can go home and you don't have to work, and that real estate isn't going to still happen. Like, we have clients that have dates next week that they have to be out by. So at this point, all of that's still moving forward. that pushes us to we are going to execute for those clients. All of those different things are considerations. I think that potentially, depending on your insurance, and I read somewhere that business insurance will not cover disease or anything like this, but potentially, if there is a mandated government shutdown, maybe business insurance are awful people on it, and some people have the viewpoint of thank you, thank you. I signed a contract. What was it, 2 days ago, and every estate sale company had told her no. People had dropped her, it's for next week, and she's an 80-year-old lady, and she just herself. She needs to be out. She's going to another state. She has nobody to help her, and she needs all of these things removed from her home, and she needs them sold. And so when I signed that contract, and I told her on you, no matter what we do, we will not cancel on you. We will help you with the situation. She started crying and hugged me regardless of social distancing. Like, she needed that service, and our service is so crucial to some people like that. So I think it's super important to figure it out to where we can still deliver. We've been running online sales all day today so far, which is only a couple hours, and it's massively successful already. We're taking in orders every few minutes. The phone is ringing, and that's awesome. So your company, you have to keep promoting your business. You have to keep promoting what you do. You have to cut through the noise a little bit. You have to keep offering positivity. You have to keep being positive. Put positive posts out there in the environment. If you have anything to say, if you want to say anything bad about people or bad about this person that's doing that, why don't you just take a step back and put out something that's positive that will help the people that are viewing your content, unless that's how you operate. I guess if you operate on that band where you must just share negative things or be negative and people that you're around respond to that, I guess keep doing that. But I would really, really suggest a message, help other people figure out how you can do something that contributes to society at this point. If you can't work or if your business is shut down, that's where it's going to have to go to. You have to keep your standards in, you have to keep your timeline in, everything that you're doing, and you have to go to bed on time, you have to wake up on time, you have to make that smoothie, you have to get dressed, you have to look nice, you have to, even if it's just you in front of your computer, like, make to maintain normalcy and to maintain your own personal integrity on these things is super important. I love my employees, diehards. They are all in it to win it. They are all in it to keep producing. They're all in it to keep their jobs. They're all in it to like win and help our clients, help our customers in any way possible. And it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful to have these conversations. We had a group meeting last night with our whole staff via Zoom, and it was just amazing to see everyone interacting, to see everyone contributing. I think that's super positive. I would love if there's any other questions you guys have regarding this situation or this thing that we're dealing with as a country, as a planet. I think it's super important to follow the guidelines. I think it's super important in your distance from people to operate. Something that we practice very heavily as we go into this weekend. If we can move, faster to online only, we will do so. But at some point we're going to next week will most likely be fully online. Also, we do have amazing estate sales next week. Next week in Southfield, we have one of the most amazing pottery collections, mid-century pottery collections that I've ever seen. And I've not even looked at it yet. I've sort of seen it as I've walked through, like, oh, that piece is interesting. Oh, that piece is interesting, but I haven't even gotten into it. That is going to be a situation where there's a lot of people that are going to purchase from home, and we're also probably going to do delivery around the country for that estate, and it'll be really good. Um, I think that if you have time to complain, if you have time to post memes, if you have time to do those things, then you should shift that time into promotion and production. We've actually been working on a special top secret project recently that I've shared with a few people. Ashley Glass knows what it is. Um, and the amount of people that are sitting at home right now in front of their that you really reach out to or meet or get to know, now is a great time. Everyone's all of a sudden knows what Zoom is. Last week, I couldn't get anyone to hop on a Zoom call. This week, everyone and their brother is hopping on the calls with me. And they're like, oh, I just downloaded this last week and now I have it. So I hope this isn't super choppy. It looks like it's a little choppy on there. Two questions: how to keep people hopeful during these situations, as such as those who are panicking. Let me see if I can refresh this. Let's see. All right, cool. It looks like I'm still in the works. All right, so first question was, man, how to keep people hopeful during these situations, such as those who are panicking. By telling them something can be done about it, by telling them that all is not lost, something can be done about it. And regardless if everything feels like everything, I really loved this piece of advice that someone gave me yesterday, that everything's designed to make you shrink right now. Everything's designed to make you feel small. People happening, trying to send you inwards and to make you think, and you're not small. You are huge. You can accomplish anything. And people in will survive anything. So I think that to for me to maintain hope, like I just think about what it's going to look like coming out of this if we do these actions. Like I said, the first one is you have to promote. You have to keep promoting. Because if you just kind of glide through this and let rest on your laurels, yeah, you will be in a bad shape. You will be in bad shape after this. If you keep pushing, even if it's just you, yourself, and your computer, you have to do that. So stable in their environment. And but the second that stops, plan on cleaning when I go home. I would say that that would be the biggest. Told Shannon works with us the other day that I wanted her to go do that in her home, and she doesn't really know why. She can continue to have all these distractions. She has a calming, nice environment. I would definitely give that piece of advice if you are stuck at home right now. Turn off everything, turn off some music, and I would absolutely, next piece of advice, not watch TV. You have to be thinking about what you can do about it. You have to be thinking about what your next action is, what your next plan is. It's going to change day by day. You have to put a plan in order. Yeah, cool. Hey, Allison, thank you guys for joining on here. There's only 9 of us on here now that I can see, but I really it. And I just wanted to communicate to everyone so that you guys knew where we were coming from as a company. Planning on doing the amazing 915 number right now. I'll put it on the screen. Estatesales.com. We have a Facebook selling group, and we will deliver items for you. We will offer pickup day. You can pick up, a day next week, or you can pick up during the estate sales. But delivery is a great option. We're going to have crews delivering all week next week if we get enough deliveries. Definitely a house. On the other side of this wall in a conference room. Orders for our online. But yeah, I think it's super cute too. These are little monsters in here, and they're super cute. Now I did just touch. I gotta wipe down this whole place when I leave. Um, find the positive things. And your personal governor's office, like those are the things you should be paying attention to. You should be paying people have been so great to talk to in this. So thank you guys for joining me.